Hey there, I'm Fatuma Msambu. Welcome back to the Be Your Own Kind talk show, a show that will inspire you to take on the journey of self-discovery, not just for a day or a week, but for a lifetime. We will feature different young people who have turned the insecurities to securities and the self-hate to self-love. And today we're going to discuss a very simple topic that we have titled, The Size of Your Waist Does Not Determine Your Worth. Join in with us.
And on today's show we have a special guest, SIPIWE ZULU. So SIPIWE, tell us about yourself. Who is SIPIWE?
Thank you so much, Tandiwe and Fatuma, for having me.
I want you to pronounce your name.
Okay. So my name is SIPIWE ZULU. I am first of all Zambian African. I'm so proud of my roots, and I'm an environmentalist. I am a teacher, somewhat of a banker. Just completed training. Hopefully we will. Thank you very much. Hopefully I will grow there. Anyway, we don't know what God has in store, but I think that's mostly it.
Yeah. So tell us about your journey to self-discovery and self-acceptance. Just tell us a bit about that.
Okay, so as you can see, my body is big, and today, I mean, like, this is me. I will own it. My body is big, and it has been big since I was little. I don't know what it's like to be skinny. So you can only imagine the journey that I had with being the biggest person in class. You know, like every time you have to get to uniform, you're getting the biggest size. Yeah. There's no PE attire for you, you know. So it's just like, what happened to me? You're like, where did my parents go wrong? Is it genes? Is it what? So you know, like it was really really difficult growing up because of all these struggles. Finding jean sizes hasn't exactly been the easiest thing. However, with time, with growth, and also I think the most important thing in my journey has been getting to see myself the way God sees me. That was the turning point in my life, actually. Just getting to a point where I say, okay, this is who God created me to be. If you wanted me to be skinny, I would have been skinny a long time ago. But I am here now, so this is where I am.
So at what stage did you accept your body size and
Okay, so I went through primary school, through junior secondary. I never looked at the mirror. I never, I promised.
And last week we actually gave a mirror challenge.
Oh yeah? Okay, I should jump into that one. So I never used to look at the mirror because I always used to see this blob. You know what I mean? I was, okay, let me be honest. I wasn't always
around in the house. Or what did you do?
No, see, okay,
mirror. Right?
No, and there was a mirror in my room, but I just always used to pass by. Like it was like my whole primary school through into junior secondary. But then it was I don't remember the exact day, but I remember this encounter that I had with my best friend, Nasona. Shout out to you, girl.
She's your best friend.
Yeah, she is. So 2010, I had this gray jersey. I borrowed it from my friend. I was in boarding school, and I went to her room, and I was wearing the jersey, and I was looking at the mirror. One of the few times I caught myself looking at the mirror, and then she just goes, "You're actually so beautiful."
Wow.
And that was when I looked into the mirror and
realized,
I'm like, wait, I actually am. I might be a blob, but I'm a beautiful blob. I am a beautiful blob, and ever since then I started to own it. And it was a gray jersey, so for a while gray was my favorite color because of that. Like it was the point which I look back on and say, okay, you know, this is my turning point color, but now green is my favorite color.
Alright, so you said something about PE. This reminds me of when I was young in primary school. I was also on the bigger side. Tandiwe wasn't there, but I was on the bigger side. I was on the chubby side. So I remember once there was sports day at school, and the French teacher said, I was in Blue House. The French teacher said, Fatuma, you will not run because of your size. And it really hurt me, and I called my mom. My mom was so vigilant. Before I knew it, she was already at the sports ground shouting at the teacher and saying, why won't you let her run? And they said she's fat, she will not win. And that really hurt me. But then I don't want to cry about it. But then you guys are ready, I won the race. And I'm like, from that day, I realized that it doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't define your worth exactly. Like you're capable of doing different things and in different ways. And then in grade 8, I was still big by then. I lost so much weight, guys. Like I had lost so much weight. My mom was worried. Like everyone was worried. My mom's friends were worried. And they said, "Why aren't you taking her to the hospital?" Because I became a big pill. So when they took me to the hospital, the doctor was like, if she doesn't want to eat, don't let her eat. But that was not that. I think now it's just that I've grown and I shed off the weight. But most of my years being young, I was on the bigger side, and you just reminded me of that story, which really hurt me. But now I love my body, and I think it's really difficult in this state because the media is constantly reminding us of what the perfect body is, and people are really striving hard to do perfection, and then just forgetting themselves. But I love that you did the mirror challenge and just realized that you're beautiful, and you're really capacious.
But see, you mentioned something. You mentioned perfection. People are striving to perfection, but the real question is what is perfection?
Exactly.
So you see, like the world, the media, everybody around the world has got their own idea of what perfection is. But I got to the point where I define what perfect means to me, and perfect is what I am at every point in my life. Because much as I have been big all my life, there have been times when I've been smaller, big, smaller.
And that reminds us, have you done anything in your years of self-rejection or quite self-rejection? Did you try to become resize or
downsize?
Did you decide to become a bit smaller and thought that was perfect? But we read a quote before this. It said that being thin is okay, being curvy is okay, being tall, whatever is okay. Everything is okay. So did you try to resize?
Except body shaming.
Body shaming is not okay. So did you try to take some apple cider?
I don't think that I was as committed, but I did try dieting. It works, but it just requires commitment, which I wasn't really going to have. And then I also just got to a point where I love myself, so it wasn't really necessary for me to jump from this and jump to that and jump to this. But I'm not saying that it's good to be big, because the thing about, I think the reason why the world tries to emphasize on it is because it comes with a lot of health complications. There's diabetes, hypertension, a lot of unnecessary diseases which can be avoided if you trim down on your weight. And also, I mean, when you go shopping, it's not easy. So
you actually said you had to buy that. How do you plan on doing that?
No, okay, I do like surveys, and I feel like Mad. I mean, shout out to Mad, guys. We're giving you free investment. Shout out to Mad. I feel like they have, most of the stores nowadays have clothes for everybody, although it's more difficult for people on the bigger side to love themselves. And I also strive to go running, and I strive to do aerobics just for blood flow in my body. I might not lose weight, but at least let me avoid some of these diseases. So I try to eat healthy, avoiding I'm sorry, hungry lion, but I try to avoid hungry lion, all these fast foods, junk foods. I try to limit the amount of junk food that I take in a week to like once a week. So I have like junk food only on one day. Friday is like my
junk day.
It's my junk day. Today is Friday.
How has accepting who you are affected your relationships? Like, not with girls, of course, but with the other sex?
I did not see
Did you see that coming?
I was really caught off guard. Okay, how was it? I think that, before it was just like anybody who comes, because like, oh, I'm just a blob, who's going to like me? So anybody who comes, it's okay, I'll take you. But ever since I realized, like, the size of your waist doesn't determine your worth, I'm like, guy, you know what? If you don't match up to my standard, then I'm sorry. If you won't give me the life I deserve, bye.
Exactly.
So what would you encourage someone battling with body shaming to do to embrace themselves?
Okay, so one thing that I will advise anybody who might be struggling with their body, regardless of whatever size it is that until your mindset changes towards who you are, no matter what body size you have, you will never be comfortable, because you will lose weight. Then you'll find the next thing, oh, my nose is too big. Then you'll go for surgery. Oh, my fingers are too long. You keep finding there. Exactly.
Trying to change things.
It's trying to change things. So I feel like with regards body size and body weight and the like, getting to a point where you love yourself regardless of the stage at which you are, you know, it's something which builds confidence in you, and people won't even notice that, you know. And also cry about it. Like, guys, I will tell you something. My hands in primary school, guys, wait back it up. I just remembered my dental formula was off, so on top of being a blob, I had my dental formula had always been off, and then also my fingers were the worst. I had these round fingers and they were short, and so like one night when I was little, I said,
but you still have them and you like them now. It's not like they have changed.
Okay, no, but the fingers did change, because there was this one night when I was crying, I'm like, God, these fingers, like, I know there's too much that's wrong. Okay, not wrong, but there's just too much for me to deal with. I'm just a small child. Can you at least give me good fingers? And I think
you make me roll, like, because the crowd is talking about how small tight my fingers are.
But the smallest time.
But I love them, like, you know. And then the thing is that I think at some point you were the one magnifying those insecurities that people don't even notice at times. It's us who just magnify and say, oh, Tandiwa, how do you like my fingers? And then Tandiwa realized that Faduma's fingers, there's something wrong. Yeah. So I think in trying to, body shaming is bad, but people do it to themselves as well.
Before
before the media comes in, before society, your friends come in, you do it to yourself. So how did you, like, you were telling yourself those things, how did you realize that, hey, damn, this thing is fat and sweet, short and sweet.
I don't know, man. Like, I honestly don't know. For my fingers, I don't realize getting to a point where I'm like, okay, these fingers are nice. But I just started to say it. I think it's actually the power of confession. I just said that my fingers are nice, my fingers are nice. And all of a sudden, people just started looking at me going, hey, nice fingers, you have nice fingers.
What people are going to use comparison. You're like, mine just, you know.
Mine are cute though. Sorry.
Thank you, Mabu. I know
it's
we're
okay,
they're
guys.
beautiful
I love
in their
them,
own way. In their own
in the
way.
eyes of the beholder. Sorry.
So, what things do you like to do that typically people your size wouldn't do?
Okay, so I'm very spontaneous,
and just to add on, have you put limits on what you cannot do because of your body size?
No, there's definitely nothing that I can't do because of my body, unless of course the activity says because of my weight I can't do it. Yeah, but then if my weight can allow, I will do it. So for example, I went bungee jumping 2017. I went, and I need to go bungee jumping again this year for as long as my weight can allow it. So you see, that's the only downside with my weight. It won't allow me to do certain things. But bungee jumping is something that I've done, and then I also have to do like skydiving. That's something which is on my bucket list. Hopefully this year, if I can afford it, I will go and do it. And there's nothing, like, you know, like you asked, there's nothing that I will put a limit on myself to say I can't do this. You know, of course, maybe when it comes to dressing, I wouldn't dress the way a skinnier person, a smaller person would dress.
But does that affect you?
That, of course, I won't lie. God, those shirts. You know, sometimes it's really hot, and you see like a really, smaller girl passing, and she's wearing her shorts and her, or her, what do you call it, her jump shot. Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Okay, so who have you given the power to tell you if you're hot or not? Have you given that power to someone else, or it resides within you?
I went looking for the power that I had given to people, and I forced it back, and I say, I'm taking back my power today. I will determine what beautiful looks like, even in my, what do you call those, sweatpants? Even in my sweatpants, I will still determine that yes. I went back. I said, okay, Tandiwe, I'm sorry. I take back. Fatuma, I'm sorry. Vogue, I'm sorry. I'm taking it back. I'm sorry. Yes, you don't deserve it. I'm sorry. I hope you used it while you had the opportunity, but I'm taking it back, and now I'm just like,
yeah. Okay, so today's topic reminds me of something. Like, I've just been, like, whilst we're talking, I thought about it. Like, you talked about going to buy something today. So today's topic is the size of your waist
doesn't determine your weight.
It doesn't determine your weight. Like, if you think about it, like when you walk in a store and we find these beautiful skirts that SIPIWE is wearing, whether it's a size 27, 32, 40, as long as they are the same design, the price will still be the same. Like, I don't think the price is different, but for as long as it's the same design and the same fabric, the price will be the same.
And it still looks as good.
And it still looks as good. So we shouldn't really lower our standards or our price, or we shouldn't determine our worth depending on what size we are necessarily. Like if you walk into a store, you find that everything is the same price, and that's what everyone should believe. Like we are all the same, and we were all created in God's image, and we have the same price. Jesus died for us at the same price. Like that price should not be negotiated in any way, whether you're big, smaller, or everyone is. I don't know if I got the point across.
Yeah, I did.
Wow, so I've been so inspired and encouraged to just love my body and just embrace who I am, even though the media will not give an example of what the perfect body is in comparison to mine. Even though it's not my body that they're showing on TV, I will love my body, and that's what SIPIWE has been trying to put across today. And I'd just like you to encourage someone who's battling with loving their body, whether they're skinny, because even skinny girls really battle with loving their body, and people your size and different sizes, because all sizes are beautiful. So what's your encouragement?
Okay, so beautiful person, regardless of your size, just remember that you're beautiful and you have to own it. The world may not call you beautiful, but if you begin to call yourself beautiful and look at yourself as such, the world will follow suit. They will align themselves. So regardless of whether you're small, big, short, tall, whatever size it is that you are, just remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. And also dress properly, just put your clothes together. There's one woman who inspired me in Pick and Pay. She's a teller. I really don't remember her name. She works at the till, and she just goes. One time, my aunt and my cousin and I were shopping, and she said we had bought ice cream, and she's like, "This stuff is not good for your health." And the lady at the till goes, "It's just to bath." Just bath and put your clothes together, and everything is going to work out. So even as you transition, I'm not saying don't go out and do your diets or go running or do your aerobics or whatever. Even as you transition, just remember, just dress up well, bath, put your makeup on, go, hey, this is Sam, and please put your color combinations together. If you're big like me, try to avoid stripes that run across, wear stripes that run from bottom to to top. Don't go about wearing skinny people clothes because you want to feel skinny. There's clothes that have been made for us, and we still look beautiful in them, regardless of your size. So
So you are perfect just the way you are. I'm Fatima Msambu, and I want to tell you that being skinny is okay.
Being fat is okay.
Being short is okay, but body shaming is not okay. So to our returning subscribers, please don't forget to like, comment and share. To our new subscribers, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notifications every time I upload something new. Goodbye.
Bye.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not